Feet can be together or hip distance, either way is fine. On an inhale, arms reach all the way up. On an exhale, squeeze your abdominals tight, take a big fold forward. Come all the way down there. Hands can either be up on blocks or down onto your mat. Good, let your head hang down. Maybe shake out your head, no or yes. Good, we'll take one more breath here. Good, so from here, hands can either be down on your mat or up on blocks. You're going to step your left foot all the way back into the lunge. And you can slide the blocks wherever is comfortable for you. And then go ahead and drop your back knee down. You can always add extra padding underneath your knee if you'd like to. From here, let your hips really drop down. Chest reaches forward. So you can get that right ankle underneath your right knee so you feel really supported there. And from here, walk your hands up onto your thigh. And think about pressing your thigh away and drawing your belly and front ribs back so you engage your abdominals. Keep that happening. Let your hips sink down, maybe just a little bit more. Good. Relax through your shoulders, big full breaths here. And then right hand comes to your right thigh. Left arm reaches all the way up. Take a side stretch over to the right here. Good. Keep drawing your belly back away from your thigh, even if it touches. Right hand can stay on your thigh, or right hand can reach for a block. That feels more comfortable, or right hand can reach down to your mat. Either way is fine. Take a couple big full breaths into your left side ribs. See if you can really feel your ribs expand as you breathe. On your next inhale, come all the way back up. Hands, again, can either be on the blocks or your mat. You're going to shift your hips back, straighten your right leg-ish, and then right toes pop up. Good. If your hands are on blocks, you can slide the blocks anywhere that's comfortable, maybe underneath your shoulders. Hands can also be down on your mat as well. I'm going to reach your hips back, chest reaches forward, and then on your exhales, gently start to fold forward over your right leg. Good, stay there. We'll be here for a few breaths, so keep sinking in. You can also sway or rock your hips side to side into those outer hamstrings as well. You can also point and flex through your right foot or make some circles with your ankle. But on every exhale, so you can really reach your hips back, chest forward. Take your time folding forward over your leg. Good, big full breaths here. Your back toes here can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels okay. Your knee is fine. And from here, you can stay right in the center, just stay right where you are. Or if you'd like to, you can take your blocks or hands, walk them to the right, outside your right leg, tip that right foot towards the right so the outer edge comes towards your mat. Right hip really reaches back, and then reach your chest forward through your arms. So you should feel that outer hamstring stretch. You can stay here, you can also fold in as much as you like. Make sure you can still breathe fully wherever you are. Good, we'll take about one more breath here, make it full, slow, long breath. Good, well, when you are ready, walk your hands or blocks back to center there, on either side of that right leg. And then rebend your right knee, shift forward again to a lunge. Let your hips drop down, chest reaches forward. So you can stay right here. If you'd like to, we'll be here for a few breaths. Just allow your hips to sink down. Don't let your hips open up to the left, so really square your pelvis towards the front of your mat. So you can stay here if you'd like to. If you'd like a little bit more, go and bend your back knee. You can hang out there. You can loop a strap around your foot if you'd like to, pull it a little closer, or you can reach back with either hand that feels more comfortable. You can either kind of kick your foot into your hand, or you can start to draw your heel in just a little bit closer to your hips there. And then really let your hips sink down. You can do one hand or both hands if you'd like. You can flip both hands over so you can draw it a little bit closer. And come towards the top of your knee so you're not right on your kneecap, unless you have a lot of padding underneath your knee. Good. Keep drawing your belly back away from your thigh. Let your hips drop down just a little bit more. We'll take 2 more breaths here wherever you are is fine. Okay, stay a little longer if you'd like to. If you have your back foot, go and release it down. And then hands either come to blocks or down onto your mat. Tuck your back toes. Go and lift your back knee up, straighten both legs, and we're going to fold forward here over that right leg. So you can stay right where you are, or you can change up your foot positioning. If this feels a little unstable or awkward, you can step your left foot in closer and wider. So you have a bigger, wider base there. And then right hip reaches back, left hip is forward. And then take your time starting to fold forward over that right leg. Hands can stay on blocks at any level, or maybe hands come down to your mat. But take your time on every exhale, maybe sink in just a little bit further, even if it's just a millimeter. Good, feel free to stay right where you are. Or if you'd like, just a little different stretch, you have some different muscle fibers there. You can walk your hands or blocks to the right, outside your right leg. Right hip reaches back, chest reaches forward through your arms. Hang out here or fold in just a little bit more. And really start to lean into those areas you don't normally lean into, stretch in ways you don't normally, so that you create a bigger, fuller range of motion. Let's take about 1 more breath. Wherever you are is fine. Good. And then when you feel ready, walk your hands back to center if they're not there already. And then keep walking hands or blocks to the left. Turn your feet to the left so that you come into this big wide-legged forward fold. Hands can either be on blocks or down on your mat. Take your time folding forward there. You can shift weight forward and back, or side to side a little if you'd like to. So kind of move in any way that you'd like, or just be still and breathe. Okay, gently hug your shoulders away from your ears, even though you're upside down. And we'll just take a few breaths here. And you can stay right there in the center, or if you'd like to, walk your hands over towards your left leg. Hold on to thigh, shin, or ankle. Draw your torso just a little closer, or maybe one hand or both hands are on your mat to help you stabilize. Good. Walk your hands back to center, all the way over to your other leg. Hold on to thigh, shin, or ankle. Draw your torso towards you, towards your leg there. And one or both hands can also be on your mat, if that's helpful, or on a block. Yeah, take your time or stay longer if you'd like to. When you are ready, keep walking your hands to the right, and then turn your feet to the right. Bend your right knee so you come back down into a lunge. And then bring both hands or blocks to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot way over to the right there, maybe past your mat or to the edge of your mat. And then let your hips drop down, chest reaches forward. Your back knee can stay lifted or you can drop it down. Hands can also be up on blocks if that feels better. You can drop down onto forearms if you'd like to, on blocks at any level, or down onto your mat. And again, back knee can be up or down. Either way is fine. You can reach back through your back heel, squeeze that left thigh if you'd like to. And then from here, you can rock. rock a little side to side, so reach your outer right hip towards your mat, and then outer left hip towards your mat. Maybe switch from side to side if that feels okay. You can also plant your left hand either on one or two blocks or your mat. Use your right hand to press your right knee away from you to a different stretch. You can also kind of twist and look over that left shoulder. So you can hang out there as long as you like. You can also let that right knee and hip drop more to the right. Walk blocks or hands over towards the left. And hang out there. So any of those options or none of those options are fine as well. You can always make up your own variations, or if there are any other variations that you like, feel free to add that as well. If you want to add a quad stretch, you can do that too. That left hand can plant on one block, two blocks, or your mat. Right arm reaches back, bend your back knee, maybe grab your foot or ankle. You can either kick your foot into your hand, open up into more of a twist in the chest opener, or you can draw your heel in just a little closer to your glutes. Either of those options or none of those options are fine. But we'll just be here for a few more breaths, so sink in any way that you'd like. You can also hug that right shoulder, or that right knee in towards your shoulder and drop your chest a little lower as well. Good, we'll be here for about 2 more breaths. Take your time, move in any way that you'd like. You can always make your way out early or come in and out of the poses as often as you'd like. Okay, so from here, when you are ready, maybe heel toe that foot back towards center or leave it where it is. You're just going to sneak your left foot forward to meet your right, come back to a forward fold. And again, hands can always be up on blocks, if that feels better. Okay, so we're going to do all of that on the other side now. So when you are ready, right foot steps all the way back into a lunge. Okay, sink your hips, go and drop your back knee down. If that feels okay, you can always add some padding underneath your knee if you like. And then hands can stay on blocks. You can slide the blocks anywhere you like. Your hands can also be down onto your mat as well. Good, so from here, walk your hands up onto your thigh. Press your thigh away, draw your belly back, relax through your shoulders. Let your hips start to sink down just a little more until you find that stretch on the front of your right hip or thigh. Good, really relax through your shoulders, big full breaths here. Sink down just a little bit more. From here, left hand comes to your thigh, right arm reaches all the way up, and then take a side stretch over to the left. Good, softening through your shoulders there. Your left hand can stay on your thigh, or if you'd like, left hand can come to a block, or reach down to your mat. Either way, see if you can really breathe into your right side ribs, creating more space. Keep sinking in one more breath there. Good. On an inhale, come all the way back up. Hands can either be on blocks or your mat. You're going to shift your hips back, straighten your left leg, left toes pop up. You can slide blocks or hands anywhere that's comfortable. Make sure that right knee is underneath your right hip to support you. From here, reach your hips back. Chest reaches forward. On your exhale, take your time, start to fold forward over your left leg. Any amount there. Good. Keep sinking in and folding forward on every exhale. And then if you'd like to, you can shift or rock your hips a little side to side. Just hit up some different muscle fibers there. You can also point and flex through that left foot. And then tip your left foot towards the left, so the outer edge comes towards your mat. Left hip reaches back behind you, and then chest reaches forward through your arms. So you should feel that outer hamstring really start to stretch. Okay, so make sure you breathe here. Soften through your jaw. And never force anything, just go gently. Just allow your muscles to have that time to start to stretch and lengthen and process what you're asking them to do. Okay, take another full breath. Keep reaching your chest forward through your arms there. Good. Take your time there when you are ready. Walk hands or blocks back to center. And then rebend your left knee, shifting forward into a lunge. And come towards the front top of your knee, so you're not right on your kneecap there. Let your hips drop down. Okay, so you can come all the way up here. Hands can either be on blocks or on your thigh. And then see if you can bend that back knee. If it's a lot, it's uncomfortable, keep it back on the mat. If you'd like to, lift it up. You can stay here, or you can reach back with a strap or your hands. Okay, so just go as deep as you can. Just take your time. We'll be here for a few more breaths, so really sink in. You can reach back with one or both hands if you'd like to. You can draw that heel in just a little closer to your hips if you'd like to. And same thing, one or both hands there as well. Okay, let's take another breath here. If you have your back foot, take your time, release that when you are ready. Hands come back to either your mat or blocks. Tap your back toes, lift your back knee, start to straighten both legs-ish. Left hip reaches back, right hip forward. On every exhale, take your time, start to fold forward over your leg. You can stay right there if you'd like, or if it's more comfortable, step your right foot in closer and wider. So you have a wider, more stable base. Keep that left hip reaching back, and then same thing on every exhale, fold forward. If you're using blocks, you can position the blocks anywhere you like, possibly underneath your shoulders to feel stable. Good, big full breaths, maybe breathing into the back of your left leg. And feel free to stay here, stay folding forward. And if you'd like to, walk hands or blocks to the left, outside your left leg. Left hip really reaches back, and then chest reaches forward through your arms. So feel free to stay here or maybe fold in just a little bit deeper. Another breath here. And then from here, go and walk your hands back to center if they're not there already. And then keep walking them to the right, turn your feet to the right. So you come into a big wide-legged fold there. Okay, so see if you can keep some weight into your entire foot, so that outer arch and inner arch has a little bit of weight on it there. Hands can be on blocks or down onto your mat, gently folding in. Okay, from here feel free to stay in the forward fold, or if you'd like to, turn your toes out, heels in. Maybe lunge just a little side to side. Hands can be on blocks, hands can be on your mat, maybe palms together at your heart. Hang out anywhere that feels good. Or keep moving. Heels and toes can lift up, or you can keep your feet planted on your mat. Either way. bend your left knee so you come down into a lunge. Good. And then both hands are blocks. Come to the inside of your left foot. Go ahead and heel toe your left foot way over to the left there. Good. Towards the edge of your mat or beyond your mat. Good. Your back knee can stay up or you can drop it down. Either way is fine. Let your hips really sink, chest reaches forward. You can stay here if you'd like to. You can also drop onto forearms, on blocks at any level, or down onto your mat. You can rock your hips side to side, maybe reach that outer left hip towards your mat, and then outer right hip. And back knee can be up or down as well. Either way is fine. If your back knee is up, reach back through your back heel, squeeze your right quads in the front of your thigh. Feel free to add any other variations or movements that you like. You can plant that right hand on a block or your mat. Use your left hand to press that left knee away from you. You can also look over your right shoulder. Good. Hang out there if you'd like to. Or you can let your left knee and hip really drop towards the left. Walk hands or blocks over towards the right. Just find a different stretch there. Put some different areas into your hip. Good. Feel free to hang out there if you'd like to. You can also hug that left knee in towards your shoulder and really drop your chest down. You can also add a quad stretch if you're feeling wild. That right hand can plant on one or two blocks. The left arm reaches back, bend your knee. Maybe you grab your back foot. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Anywhere you'd like to be is fine. Feel free to keep moving, shifting, wiggling, or be still and just breathe into pose. We'll be here for about 2 more full breaths. Keep sinking in or make your way out early if you'd rather. Okay. Take your time, stay longer if you'd like to. When you're ready to make your way out, this time we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So plant your hands, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Either step straight back to downward dog. Or if you'd like to, add a little vinyasa in there. Either way is fine. But we're going to meet in downward dog when you're ready. And feel free to wiggle or shake out your hips if you need to. We're going to make our way into pigeon pose from here. We're going to start on the right side. So on an inhale, right leg lifts up and back. On an exhale, shift forward, right knee comes towards your right wrist. Drop your knee, shin and foot down. Spin your right foot over towards the left. And then start to sink your hips back. Make sure that right knee is outside of your hip. Back toes can tuck under or not. And then see if you can start to square your pelvis to the front of your mat. If it's helpful, you can always sit up on a block or bolster. Okay, so feel free to stay upright. If you want, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, draw your belly back away from your thigh. You can hang out here. You can also release that back knee down. You can start to walk your hands forward and fold in. You can always rest your head on the block if that's comfortable. Or you can come all the way down. Okay, make sure you're breathing. You can rock your hips side to side wherever you are. And if you fold forward fairly easily, if you'd like to, you can walk your torso over towards the left, so you're folding forward over that right leg or right foot, and then fold in there. And you'll feel a little more to that outer hip. Right hand to your right knee, press into your knee, twist to the right. You can hang out here if that feels good. If you want to add a quad stretch, bend your back knee, reach back with that right hand, draw your heel in. Good. Keep taking those big full breaths there. You can also stay upright, add a quad stretch here as well. Reach back with either hand. That feels more accessible, or both. You can either draw that leg with you as you fold forward, or you can stay upright. You can flip your grip, really reach your foot towards your hips. You can also just stay right here. Moving for about 3 more breaths. Keep sinking in if you like, or you can always make your way out early. Feel free to stay a few breaths longer if you'd like to. When you're ready to make your way out, take your time. You can come out any way that you'd like, wiggle or shake out your legs. You can either just kind of lean over onto your right hip and then shake out your legs that way. You can also plant your hands in front of your right shin, shift forward, tuck your back toes under, and then lift up and back, downward dog. Either way is fine. You kind of wiggle out your legs here or add any other poses you like to do between sides. Good, and then take your time when you feel ready. We're going to come over to the left side. So on an inhale, left leg lifts up and back. On an exhale, left knee shifts forward towards your wrist. Drop your knee, shin and foot down, and then kind of slide your hips back. So same thing on this side, you can always kind of sit up on a block or bolster to give yourself a little more height. Make sure that left knee is outside your left hip. You can stay upright if you'd like to. This feels like a nice stretch. Think about drawing your belly back away from your thigh. You can also tuck your back toes, maybe even lift your back knee up for a little more. Good, feel free to stay there, or you can fold forward if you'd like to. Again, you can rest your forehead on the block, or pillow, or you can come all the way down. Good, feel free to hang out there if you'd like to. You can always shift or rock your hips from side to side. And feel free to add any variations that you tried on the other side and try in here as well. If you fold forward pretty easily, feel free to walk your torso to the right, folding over that left foot. Only if it feels okay. You can also come up, maybe add a quad stretch by bending that back knee, reaching back with either hand that feels more comfortable. You can add that spinal twist if you tried it on the other side. Use a block if you'd like to, in line with the front of your mat. Right forearm comes down, also in line with your mat. If you don't want to use a block, that's fine too. Just plant your forearm down. And then left hand to your left knee, press into your knee, twist to the left. And same thing on this side, you can also bend that back knee to reach back for your foot. So any of those options or none of those options is fine as well. You can be here for a few more breaths. Keep sinking in or moving or wiggling in any way that you like. to your left hip. And shake out your legs that way. You can also plant your hands in front of that left shin, tuck your back toes, and gently lift up and back to downward dog. Maybe wiggle or shake out your legs that way. We'll go through one more stretch here. We're going to come into frog pose. So feel free to grab a lot of padding for your knees, stack up a couple mats or towels underneath your knee, or if you're on carpeting, that should be pretty good for your knees. So you're going to come to hands and knees here. And then you're going to shift your hips just forward of your knees. And then start to bring your knees wide. Turn your toes out like little frog legs. Good, so bring your knees as wide as you can, hips are forward of your knees. If you can, maybe come down onto forearms and blocks or your mat. Knees keep going wide, relax your feet there, have 90-degree angles at your ankles and your knees. And then from here, start to press your hips back till you find that stretch. And just find what works for you. If this big arch in your spine doesn't feel good, puff up your spine, lengthen through your lower spine. So either way is fine. Hang out wherever it feels comfortable, or a little of both. And then if you'd like to, on your inhales, you can shift forward just out of the stretch just a little. Exhales, shift back into the stretch. You can do that a few times if you'd like to, or just hang out on the stretch. And if this just feels ridiculous, that this is way too much, you can always do one side at a time. So you can come down onto your belly there, and then bring one knee out to the side, bend it, same thing, find those frog legs. Reach your inner hip down towards your mat and just hang out here. And just switch about halfway. So either option is fine. We'll just be here for a few more breaths. So keep sinking in, keep your jaw really soft and relaxed. It'll be here for 2 more breaths. Also, you guys feel free to stay longer if you'd like. When you're ready to make your way out, I'll show you how I come out. You can either just flop forward if that feels better for you, or I like to shift forward just a little bit, bring my feet close together, and then shift it all the way back, really slowly bring your knees in. And then just hang out for a couple breaths and let all of that kind of energy just start to dissipate. So take some big full breaths. Nice long